Welcome to my kitchen. You feel that I have some ruminating phlegm and, whatever you want to call it, a head cold that I've had for about a week since I've got back from California. So right now, I am focused on healing still. Healing is not a linear process, as I've said before. As has been said before. I'm not very verbose and articulate right now. So I want to talk about being honest. It's a very important thing. It's a thing I think a lot of us don't do. We're all liars in some right. I don't want to label us all as liars, but we all have a predilection towards lying. And most of the time, this starts with lying to ourselves. So I've been lying to myself most of my life. And where does that lie start from? It starts from the lie that I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, right? And a lot of us feel that way in our society today. We grew up believing something that wasn't true about ourselves. Usually it's not that we're so amazing and we're worthy, and that's never a lie. We all are amazing and we're all worthy in our own way, but maybe you're from a lineage of abuse or trauma or negative behavioral patterns, and you were told somewhere along the way that you were stupid or that you were an idiot or you weren't enough, or because maybe your parent, your father, or whoever told you that was told he was stupid, and so it just kind of went down the line and you start believing that you're stupid. And maybe you're like, screw you, old man. I'm a teenager now. I'm an adult. You can't talk to me that way anymore. I know I'm good enough. But there's some part of us inside of ourselves that listen to that voice of that figurehead in our life, that influencer, as I like to call it. And your parents are the greatest influencers in your life, or the people that reared you, the people that raised you, the people that you spent the most time with as a young human being, those formative years. So, in my case, my father loved me very much. My father's an amazing guy in so many ways. He was my coach. He was a mentor to me. But in a lot of ways, my father did not love himself enough, and he was told that he was stupid. He was abused physically and emotionally by an immigrant father of his, my grandfather, who I've never met. But, people that came over from other countries had a rough life. They went through a lot to get here. And that's no excuse. A lot of people went through that and still were loving and great parents. And my dad's a good parent, But also, I remember as a young child, not picking up my toys or being messy and being told, you're stupid, pick it up, and what's wrong with you? And I'm a child at that time. What's wrong with me? And then they've got diagnoses for all this stuff. You have ADHD, OCD, you have this thing and that thing. And I'm like, I'm a kid, man. I'm a friggin' kid, right? So I want to hug that little boy and say, you know what, man? You're just a kid. You got your Legos over here, your G.I. Joe, or whatever. And my parents are loving. I mean, my parents want us to have toys. They want us to have things that a lot of kids in the world don't have. These are like amenities. Every parent, if they're not completely crazy and horrific, wants their kids to have a better life than they had. And I think that's true of my parents. So I'm not going to sit here and bash on my parents. It's just that we tend to hand down the behaviors, thoughts, ideas, emotions, and expressions that our parents did. So I forgive my parents, for the things that they weren't able to provide that I probably needed. But by the same token, I'm very grateful for all of the things that my parents have bestowed upon myself and my brother. Being there is just one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't even have. Having a parent that's present, having a father in my life. Grateful for that. So my dad, he did well. He did better than his father did. He didn't hit us much, that was great. Not very physically abusive. So you got to take the good with the bad, but you also have to understand, like, this is how I was conditioned. It's not about blaming them. Always forgive. But it's about, okay, how did I learn this behavior? How did I learn this negative emotion, this judgment, this anger? Things that we all have within us. We all do, let's be honest. Some of us express it more outwardly. Some of us hold it inside of ourselves. It's like a ticking time bomb. But letting that go or changing it, I don't like to say transmute because that seems like this hippy-dippy, like, new age thing. But really it is about transmuting the way that we handle emotions within ourselves that we've been conditioned with from a very young age into understanding, again is another one, to become a better version of ourselves, to love ourselves more, and to know that we're worthy of the best things in life, and having that balance between not just being an egomaniac or narcissist and be like, I'm so amazing, I'm great, everything about me is, and not be on the other side like, I suck, I'm no good. That's also narcissistic as well. So somewhere in the middle, we're like, okay, I'm a human being, I'm fallible, I'm prone to mistakes, but I do pretty good. I know I'm intentional. I try every day to be the best version of myself, to be compassionate without being walked all over, being giving without being used, being discerning without being judgmental, and just being mindful and present, and mindful without being catabolic in your way of overthinking all the time, critical of yourself, and what did I do here? What do I do now? What do I do? Just getting in a present flow state, taking those quiet moments yourself. Journaling helps, meditation helps, prayer helps, exercise, movement, just being around people, being patient, still, and present in your life. Doing the dishes, like do some Thich Nhat Hanh kind of stuff here. I'm doing the dishes last night because my dishwasher's been out of commission for a little while. Getting a new one coming in soon. Anyways, so being honest with ourselves. Like, look, Angelo, you made some mistakes. You fucked up, dude. You made some bad mistakes in relationships, in life. But on the same way of thinking, that's okay. Let that go. As long as you're honest about what you're doing. If you know you made a mistake, correct it. Step back, correct it. You find yourself always apologizing, always people-pleasing, and on the other side, never apologizing, never, conceding ever. And so your tendency is to cut and run. It's always fight or flight. Or the other one is to take too much crap from people. So where's the balance in all of that? In partnerships and relationships outside of our relationships with ourselves, with other people, how much work are you putting in before you cut and run, and you just kind of in this, like, I'm going to get into another relationship and I'm going to bounce from relationship to relationship, or I'm not going to do the work. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to work with another person to work through it if it's somebody that you really want in your life. Because a lot of people just cut and go, and that's it. Or they just don't want anything to do with anybody ever. I rather be alone. I'm going to throw myself into my screen, into my television. I'm going to hide myself indoors, or I'm going to be introverted. I don't want anything to do with anybody. I hate engagement, and that's not healthy either. We need each other. We need to engage with one another. I'm taking some time right now to heal. There's a lot of deception that happened to me. I felt betrayed in some ways, but I'm also learning to forgive, because you don't forgive for that other person. You forgive for yourself. You forgive to let it go so it doesn't eat you alive. And so I'm learning to forgive to people that have lied to me, that have deceived me. And I'm also forgiving myself for being deceptive and ignorant in certain situations. So it's not about winning over somebody. It's not about... The only thing you want to win at is being the best version of yourself that you can be, and growing every day. So exponential growth, that's 1% every day. That's going to add up to being an amazingly improved person over the course of a year. So for me, in 1 year, where will I be? Will I be in the same kind of relationships with the same kind of people, making the same decisions, or not making the right decisions? Or where will I be in a year? That's what I'm looking at. And that's why I think New Year's resolutions are very meaningful to a lot of people, because it's about a year, a full go round of all the seasons to see where you are in another go round. And hopefully in the next go round, you'll find yourself, I'll find myself, we'll find ourselves in a place where we see market improvements, we learn new lessons that we can use as benchmarks for the next chapter in our lives. So that's all I got for today. Be honest with yourself. Take a deep look. Be honest with yourself without beating up on yourself. That's the key. Being honest with yourself, but don't beat up on yourself. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. I'm going to dial it in a little bit better moving ahead. But if you liked what you saw here today, please subscribe or share this video, because maybe it can help somebody else out there. All right, have a great day. Remember, organic superfoods all the time. That's my MO. You see all the stickers on my fridge over here. Pure and premium organic superfoods. If you guys want some, I've got a deal for my viewers here on YouTube. $50 off your first purchase over anything over $75. So, or 25% off anything in my store. Information below. Click it and have a great day. God bless you. Peace.